Hey everyone, and welcome to Mom and Me Unfiltered, the podcast where we keep it real, raw, and relatable. I'm Brianna.
And I'm Zuni, and we're here to share unfiltered conversations about life, love, family, and everything in between. Nothing is off limits, from generational differences to parenting perspectives. We're diving deep, we're laughing loud, and we're learning as we go.
So let's grab a cup of coffee, let's get comfy, and let's get into today's episode.
Today's episode is going to be unwanted attention from men.
Ugh.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
So, back in my time when I was younger, before you were even born, there was a thing called catcalling.
Uh,
Men would randomly be either out in the street walking, talking to their friends, or even working, and an attractive woman would pass by. And of course, they're giving this woman this unwanted attention, like "Hey, baby," or "Hey, mommy," or
yeah, I've seen
or "Oh, hi, beautiful."
I've seen videos
Of catcalling.
yeah, because sometimes they would dress up people's mothers as like a whole nother female and have them pass by their son, and when they found out what they were doing with the females, the mother would tell them off. And I think that's wonderful that they had that happen to them, because no female wants unwanted attention.
Well, it's not even that. It's not. Females don't want that unwanted attention, but it's an uncomfortable feeling. Like I've always said, it makes you feel weird walking down the street when a man is like throwing all these comments at you. It makes you feel uncomfortable. It just makes you like shut down, and you're just like, leave me alone. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not walking down the street, for you to make commentary on me. I'm walking down the street because I have somewhere I have to get to. I have somewhere I need to be. And I don't need this unwanted commentary that's going to make me feel weird and strange and uncomfortable and unsafe.
Now that I think about it, all that is kind of like a form of harassment.
Exactly. And I have noticed that has changed so much in these past few years. Like, I don't know how long it's been, that it's so refreshing to see that I walk down the street now and I don't see it happening to other women. It's not happening to me. And it's just people just go about their day. And if a male wants to say anything to a female, now instead of screaming it out into the street, like, they approach you now. They approach you now, and they don't approach you in like a weird way. They don't make you feel uncomfortable. They just walk up to you and give you a compliment and pay you a compliment, and that's it. Or they'll walk up to you and try to strike up a conversation, or they'll ask you if you're single and stuff like that, instead of doing all of that extra.
Yeah, like when I was in the elevator, this guy asked me if I was single, and he asked me for my number, and he told me I was beautiful, and I was like, as much as I appreciated the compliment, I didn't want to get into that.
Right, you weren't interested.
Yeah.
It's not that you didn't want to get into that, it's just you weren't interested.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't see anything happening with that person. You're just like, okay, the attraction for me is not there. That's not what I'm looking for. But thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And as a woman, I can't lie and I can't say, does it make us feel good when a man gives us a compliment? Yes, it does. 100%. It makes us feel really good that, you know, a person of the opposite sex finds us appealing, finds us
Yeah.
attractive, and, you know, pays us a compliment. It makes us feel good. But it doesn't make us feel good when it's done in a certain way
Yeah.
where it's, you know, broadcasted
Yeah.
like on the street to everyone, and you're making these
Yeah.
commentaries that are unnecessary.
It's kind of like you know how when you're in the restaurant and they start singing happy birthday to you in public, it's sort of like that situation. It's sort of like you're bringing attention to me to other people, and that doesn't make me feel good. It just makes me feel nervous because other people are looking at me now.
Exactly. And I never understood it in that way. Like, I always knew that it made me feel uncomfortable when I'm passing by a guy or a group of guys and they're saying, you know, making commentaries. But I never realized that I felt that same way during my birthday when they sing happy birthday and everyone's like looking at you. It's like you don't want everyone looking at you. You don't want that type of
Yeah.
attention. You don't want everyone looking at you. It's just
Yeah.
a weird feeling.
It's just like you just want to be left alone.
Right. It's like all eyes are on you and you don't want that.
Like you're just like you're locked on your task. You want to do what you have to do, and you don't want this unwanted attention. You just want to be left alone to do what you have to do.
Right. Because I'm sure there are women out there that thrive in that type of environment and that love the attention.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are women that like the attention and want the attention, but there are other women that are shy and reserved and, you know, introverted, and anything like that makes us feel so weird and so awkward that we don't know where to stick our heads. We don't know where to stick ourselves. And we're just like walking and we're like, I just want to walk. I'm like, I'm just trying to ignore this person.
Yep.
And I think that that's another reason why, like, a lot of women walk around with earbuds
Mm-hmm.
in their ears as well.
Yeah.
Because I know once I had earbuds, I would put them in even if the music wasn't on, just so that people would think that I can't hear them.
Yeah.
And so that I wouldn't hear any of this unwanted attention from anyone. I would just pretend like if I'm listening to music. So I think nowadays a lot of women probably walk around with their headphones on or their earpieces in without the music on, just to avoid any type of interaction with people.
It's sort of like a teenager when they put their heads on. It's like we're listening to music, we're not paying attention to you.
Right. Right. So I know I've done that, which is funny.
I have a whole different tactic. I just have my phone.
So you
in the subway, I'm like,
right, you're looking at your phone, but you're not talking on the phone.
Yeah.
So it's different. Like, yeah, you may be distracted, but that's, I think, looking at your phone constantly on a subway is not safe.
Well, yeah.
And yeah, it's a distraction.
Yeah.
But it's a bad distraction because you're
True.
not paying attention to your surroundings.
True.
And even having earbuds on the train can be dangerous if you're not paying attention to your surroundings.
True.
So for me, I think walking down the streets with the earbuds in but not on is a safer bet, because there's also dangerous things that can happen. If someone could come up behind you. So you still have to be self-aware of your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always someone that was very hyper vigilant. And I, even if I had my headphones in, I wouldn't have the music on, just because I'm like on swivel. I'm like looking at everything that's going on. I have, looking over my shoulder, because, nowadays too many things have happened for you
Yeah.
not to be vigilant of what's going on around you.
And I think that's also something that people need to be conscious of, is that when they do that, like when men catcall you and everything, it's very uncomfortable because of the current issues that are happening, and it makes you feel unsafe.
What about when men try to befriend you
Oh, brother.
so that they can then try to ask you out? Like, that's
Well,
another
yeah,
sticky situation.
I've been in that situation before, and let me tell you, it's no fun.
So I have to speak on that a little bit because that has happened to me more than once where, you know, I meet a male, I have a conversation, and it's just a platonic conversation with just a random person that I met that's a male. And automatically they assume that there's some type of attraction. Automatically they assume that, I want to go have a meal with them, or I want to go. Like, I don't mind having, a meal with them as a friend, but what might be a friendly meal to me is a date to them.
Yeah.
And that's where the lines get crossed, where I guess men aren't so forthcoming on their intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah. They kind of like try to weasel their way in.
I know that's
Somehow.
why do they think that tactic is gonna work? Like, just tell me what you want up
Right.
front, because I'm not gonna let you just weasel your way
Right,
in.
like, what are your intentions?
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, what, you want to get out do the whole get out the friend zone situation, whatever that is.
But that's what bothers me the most about the men that aren't direct. Because some of them, like the guy for you in the elevator, he was direct.
Yeah.
He was letting you know what it is. He's like, hey, I find you attractive.
Yeah.
Can I have your number? Do you have a boyfriend? You're like, no, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. But then there's men that just try to become your friend.
Yeah.
And from friendship, they want to try to like slowly build into like a relationship with you in some way, when from the beginning, once you start talking to someone in a friendly manner, they're already just your friend. There's no interest. If there's interest by both parties, is apparent.
Yeah.
And also, if there's interest by only one party, is apparent. So when I'm attracted or interested in someone that I meet, you can tell, And if that person asks me to go do something, I'm going to make it my business to find time and find a way to go and have a cup of coffee with you, have breakfast, have lunch, whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to make time because I want to hang out with you. I want to spend more time with you. But when someone becomes your friend and they kind of like try to fish your information, like, oh, is the father of your child in the picture?
Yeah.
Or like, oh, is it just you two? You guys live alone, or anybody else live with you? Any other family members? Like, they kind of like trying to dig for information to see if, like, you say, oh no, my boyfriend lives with us, or my husband, or who, there's a male that's in the picture, instead of asking directly. Or they'll say, oh, do you want to come have a cup of coffee with me on such and such a day? And you're thinking it's just coffee, but in their mind, it's a date.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, if a friend asks me to go out for a cup of coffee, I'm going to consider it a friendly outing with my friend, because that's what I do with my girlfriends.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing that I'm doing with my guy friend. It's not a date. It's something I'm doing with you that I normally would do with my girlfriends.
Yeah, just regular hangout.
Right. But then men get upset when you take them up on their offers and say, yeah, sure, I'll go have a cup of coffee with you. I'll go hang out with you. And then they start asking you for more. And then they get upset when you're like, wait a minute, like, we're just friends.
Yeah.
They get upset because they never told you what their intention was. They never told you, like, hey, I'm attracted to you. I'm interested in you. I want to get to know you. It's that simple. And I don't know if it's a thing of, are they afraid of rejection? Are they afraid that the person is going to reject them right away?
I don't know.
Or is it just something that they feel like, oh, well, I can woo her?
I think it is sort of like a I could woo her situation, because now that I think about it, like the situation with me that happened with you know who, um, he would get me gifts. He would like he would like really try to get in there, and I'm
Right.
like, I always told him, like, I like hanging out with you, but I don't want to be like that with you. And he would back off, but then he would do it again, and I was like, after a while, I just got done with like not being heard by him, so I cut that off because it was making me uncomfortable. It was making me unhappy, and I was getting anxious.
And it made me worry because I
Yeah.
remembered you expressed this to me and you told me what was happening and I got concerned.
Yeah, and I was like, it was getting to the point where I felt very pressured into being in a relationship with this guy. So I was like, I need to end this because it's not gonna end well. He might do something
Right.
that could lead to harm.
Did you ever tell him, like, hey, I just want to be friends? We are
Yeah.
just friends and that's all we're
I've
gonna
said
be.
it so many times. I was blue in the face.
You see, that's another thing that bothers me. If you're
I
being direct,
Yeah.
you're being direct and you're telling the opposite sex, like, hey, like, we're friends, but I'm not interested. And they're still trying to do things to kind of like court you and
Yeah.
woo you and get you to like them in that way. A woman knows what she wants, just like
Yeah.
a man knows what he wants. And once a woman is friendly with a man, she knows whether that is going to go any further than just a friendship.
Yeah.
Just like a man knows if they want anything further with a female
Yeah.
other than friendship. So men take it the wrong way. And sometimes women do too.
Mhm.
Like they get butt hurt because they got rejected. And it's not about rejection. It's just that just because you like someone, it doesn't mean they're gonna like you back.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they're gonna feel the same way. And it doesn't mean that they don't care for you as a friend. They may have like strong caring feelings for you as a friend,
Yeah.
but not as a partner and not as far as being, romantically linked to someone.
Yeah. And another thing that bothered me is that he wasn't respecting my boundaries. Like, I set my boundaries directly, and you're not listening. So that made me uncomfortable, because that means he wasn't respecting no.
Right. And that's where it becomes dangerous at times where men or women, because like I said, it happens with both sexes that women get obsessive with a man or a man gets obsessive with a woman and it turns into something ugly and scary. Uh-oh.
Look at that. Ah.
Had to go there.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
But it is scary and it is crazy because you don't know how someone else is going to react. You don't know someone else's reaction. And, some of these people become so obsessive that it becomes dangerous. And someone can really get hurt. And people have gotten hurt because there's people that can't take no for an answer.
Mm-hmm.
And they hurt other people that are
Yeah.
involved that even aren't directly involved in the situation. Other people get hurt by these situations. So again, it's nothing personal to the actual person that is not wanted. It's not that you're not wanted at all. Like there's someone out there for you. There's someone
Yeah.
out there that's going to like you and only want you.
Yeah.
But the person that you want at the time maybe is not going to want you, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, I would get upset when I would get rejected, and it would break my heart when I would get rejected. And I understood that I was being rejected
Yeah.
because all the other girls in school were developing before me.
Mm-hmm.
So they all looked like they belonged in the grade they were in. I was always petite. I was always small. I didn't start developing at an early age like all of the other girls.
Yeah.
And I would get upset and say, oh, why I can't have a figure like that? Why
Yeah.
can't I be fully developed? Because boys don't like me
Mm-hmm.
because I don't have what they have.
Yeah. And rejection hurts. Yes. I got rejected a few times, but it's also good because it means that that person is not for you,
It's
and you should respect that.
right, but some people can't handle rejection. And that's why for me, growing up, I dealt with it and I cried. I cried when I would get rejected. And I wouldn't understand why. Like I understood why, but then, when you're young, you're like, I don't understand why
Yeah.
and why I can't develop now. So it was always one of those things. And I'm like, I want boobies now. I never stuffed my bra. Never stuffed my bra. I never did any of that stuff
I
to
did.
even pretend that I had them. But I wanted to develop just like the other girls in my class
Mm-hmm.
and just like my other friends, but I didn't, and that was okay. And I had to learn to deal with that. I had to learn to understand that. But there's, people or boys and girls that go through these situations and they don't have proper guidance and they don't have people letting them know like it's okay to be rejected. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe whoever it is that's teaching them was like, oh, well, it's their loss, or they're teaching them a different way and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you got rejected? That's crazy. So you never know what someone is teaching them from a young age about
Yeah.
rejection, that it makes it hard for them to accept it, or they weren't rejected as a child ever for anything. Everything was always fixed for them. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
it's expected that, oh, you better not reject me because,
Yeah.
I expect for everything to go my way regardless to what you think.
Yeah. I I think that that's the case with some men where they just aren't told no, which is something that is not very good too, because that doesn't really help them develop the tolerance for receiving no. Because if you're not receiving no for an answer, then you're not growing. You're not growing, and you're not receiving the tolerance for no.
Exactly. And what bothers me the most about certain men is the ones that aren't direct.
Yeah.
The ones that are being sneaky and that are trying to like get a date out of you or trying to like hang out with you to feel you out or to get you to try to like them. And it's like, if I'm not trying to plan anything to see you outside of whenever I bump into you or whatever, we end up doing on the outside because it's, a schedule that I keep that you happen to see me someplace, then it means I'm not interested.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like I would love for it to be the same way it used to be back in the day where a guy would woo you and he would try to
Yeah.
get you to like him, or he's courting you. He's
Yeah.
like showing you that he's interested, and he's showing you that he's willing to put in the work to to try to be with you and to try to have a relationship with you and build
Yeah.
with you. But that's only if it's mutual. Like, I don't want someone that's gonna try to court me if I don't like
Yeah.
you. And to me, that happens to me more than not happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've had a lot of males that I know that they pretend to be my friend, but then all of a sudden they're like, do you want to do this? You want to do that? And you're
Yeah.
doing all of these things, and they're not saying it, but you feel it. Like, you know what the
Yeah.
intention behind it is, and it becomes uncomfortable.
Like, remember before I stopped talking to you know who,
Yes.
he asked to take me out to ice skate.
Mm-hmm.
But you discussed it with me and you told me what that was he was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, it's just two friends hanging out. But for him,
It's
it's
a date.
a date.
It's a date. So,
So for me, that was when I decided it was time to cut that cord. Because if he was not hearing me, then what else was there to do?
right. So, what I've noticed and what I've learned through my experiences is if a guy that is your friend and he's not involved with anyone else, he doesn't have a girlfriend, he's not talking to anyone or anything like that is happening, and he invites you to go do anything, it doesn't matter what he invites you to do, he's thinking of it as a date,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just thinking of it as a regular outing with a friend.
Yeah.
And then if you continue to have outings with this platonic friend and they continue to get feelings, because if they already are attracted, then you spending more time with them, feelings start to develop.
Yeah.
And they develop on their end because they already like you. So they're developing these feelings on their own, and you're just innocently like hanging out and enjoying your time with them,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden they come out with the whole, hey, I want to date you, I'm doing all of this because I'm interested in you, and you're like, wait a minute, I just thought this was a friend thing, like I don't see you that way. They're gonna be upset because they weren't upfront with what their intentions were, and then they feel like they were the ones that got played, but they were the ones that were dishonest.
Yeah. Like, okay, I can respect it if you tell me up front what you want, but don't get sneaky. Don't do that because it makes me feel like you're not an honest person, and it makes me feel like you want things from me that I can't give you.
Well, some guys may think of it as like, oh, you owe me because I spent money on you, I took you out, so now you owe me.
No one asked you to.
But exactly, that's
No.
what I'm trying to get at. It's like if a guy or a man is not honest with their intentions with a woman, and you're spending all your money on her, and then she's like that's not what this was for me, and then they get upset because they put so much time and effort, but that was because you weren't upfront. You didn't say like, hey, I'm interested in you, and not in a platonic way.
Yo.
So that's why now I avoid those situations, and any male friend that's not involved with another woman at the time, I do not accept any invitations for outings with any man that I'm not interested in. So if I'm not interested in you, I'm not accepting any outings from you.
And the only way I'm not accepting an outing with anyone of the opposite sex is if there's other people involved. Like if there's other people
Not
going,
even. Not even.
then I don't mind going.
I wouldn't even do that anymore because even though there's other people involved, they're still gonna look at it as, oh, although there's other people, she still came out because I invited her.
Uh,
So there's always like some type of
Gimmick.
right, right. Because if they see you're not going out with them, just them alone, they're gonna figure out a way to try to get you out with them, and they're still gonna try to figure out a way to try to win you over. And what men don't understand is if you haven't won a woman over from the beginning, you're not gonna. It's not gonna take time to win her over. It's just like your uncle with that woman that he
Oh,
was attracted to, and how long did it take him to finally, wake up?
it took him like I don't know
So, but that's
because
what I'm
at this
saying.
point it's been like what, a decade, almost a decade.
And that for me broke my heart because, like I said, it happens to men and it happens to women. He helped her out with her children. He babysat for her. He took her here. He took her there. He took her family places. He helped her out with so many different things, all because he was interested in her and she knew it and she took advantage. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the difference between, someone like her and
Yeah,
someone like us. We're not trying. There are women out there that will take advantage of a man and take him for everything he's got because he's interested and it's his fault. And for me, I can't do that and I won't do that.
yeah,
If I'm not interested in you, I'm just not interested in you. And it doesn't matter what you give me, it doesn't matter what you do for me. The interest just isn't there. And I'm not gonna take you, you know, I'm not gonna take you for a ride. I'm not gonna just use you and abuse you because I can, because you like me, because that's unfair to you. And
yeah,
the same way I didn't like that it was done to my brother, I'm not gonna do that to someone else because that's someone else's brother.
yeah.
That's someone else's family member that I'm doing this to.
And it's just
And it's
not.
wrong.
Yeah, and it's just plain not right to do something like that to anyone because no one deserves to be led on. No one deserves to be treated that way because that's a person. They have feelings too. Just if you had no intention of being in a relationship with someone, just tell them. Be direct. Let them down.
Right.
Don't lead them on because that's not right.
So your uncle never woke up from what this woman was doing, and she was able to like use and abuse him for a very long time. And the crazy thing is, no matter how much we told him and we warned him that she was using him, he still went along and still continued to chase after her. He still continued to do everything that she needed him and wanted him to do. And when he finally gave up and woke up was when she married somebody else. When he found out she married somebody, can you believe that's what it took for him to
Hmm.
finally give up on someone that he was interested in and was attracted to and was chasing? She had to marry somebody else for him to finally understand that it was never going to work.
I think had he listened, he probably would have been a lot better off.
But that's the bad thing. Like some men are so stubborn that they don't care. It's like they're as long as you give them hope, and that's the problem. She continued to give him hope, and that's why I am the way that I am. And it's like, if you invite me out, I'm not gonna go with you. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not because I don't like you as a person or appreciate your friendship. It's because I don't want anything more than that. And I know that you're pushing for more. So the more I'm out of the picture, the more you're going to forget about me. You're going to go find someone. You're going to
Yeah.
find that someone that is meant for you. I don't want to prevent someone from finding their person if I know I'm not their person and I don't want to be their person. I think that's so unfair.
Yeah. That's why I think being direct, like all the rejections I got, it's better that I got a direct answer than being told, "Oh yeah, let's hang out," and be led
Mm-hmm.
on and then be hurt in the long run
Right.
because by doing that, you're not hurting yourself, you're hurting that person.
So, something for me that happened, after I got like a rejection, that felt so good. Oh my goodness, it felt so freaking good.
What?
Was when I was about in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
I wasn't, fully, I was developing, but I wasn't, and I wasn't dressing, all of that cute, whatever. I wasn't cutesy yet for me,
Yeah.
like during that time, like in 8th grade. So there was this new kid in school,
Yeah.
and there was a girl I knew that was in his class, and I was like, hey, can you find out if he has a girlfriend?
Yeah.
And she went and she talked to him for me, told him, about me. Like, that's how it was back in the day. Oh, can you find out if, he's single?
Yeah.
If you think he would talk to me. So she talked to him after school. She came up to me and she was like, oh, he said no. And I was like, what? And she was like, he said no. And at the same time, he passed by. He looked at me. He said something snarky to me, and he walked like to us, but towards me, and he walked out. So
Damn, you didn't need to be that nasty about it.
Right. And I was shattered. I was like, because he was so cute. He was like the cutest boy in school.
He's looking but ugly now.
He was the cutest boy in that school. Trust me. So I'm like, okay, that happened. That crushed me. I went home. I cried to my mother, of course, and I'm like, this guy just said I was ugly. I was so upset. And of course, you get over it. I got over it. School ended. It was summer. Summer came. I started buying these really cute skirts. I started dressing cute. My figure was starting to come in. I started doing my hair differently. I actually cut my hair.
You got that summer glow up.
And I had, exactly, I don't know where that came from. All of a sudden, that was my summer. That was my summer when I blossomed.
I don't know what it is, but there's just that one summer that everyone receives that glow up.
Yeah. And if I could finish my story, we could continue the glow up. But anyway, so that summer, everything changed for me. And my mother would always send me and my brother, to do errands. But at this point in time, my brother, I don't know what he was doing or where he was at, that she sent me. So I had to run an errand to a store that was like right on Lexington Avenue when we lived on 3rd Avenue at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to come around from Lexington Avenue to 3rd Avenue. And as I'm walking down the block, who do I see? I see that same boy that said something snarky to me at school and had no interest in me. All of a sudden, he's standing right there and he doesn't even know what to do with himself. And he's approaching me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I find out that he's dating like this girl that I used to call my stepsister, which wasn't my stepsister, but her mother was dating my stepfather at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So she and I became tight. So we would always say we're sisters. He was dating her at the time. And I was like, how the hell did that happen? But he was dating her. And then he's trying to talk to me. But he rejected me months before. And it was only months before when he rejected me. All of a sudden, he's after me. And I'm like, oh, but aren't you dating my sister? And he was like, oh, no, but, kind of like we can change. I was like, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pass. I'm like, you didn't want me then. I don't want you now. I'm like, you're done.
Yeah.
You had your chance.
Bet you regret it now, sucker.
And when I tell you that felt so good, that was like the ultimate payback. That was the ultimate, like, ha moment
Yeah.
that I didn't believe would happen, because in that moment where I'm feeling down about myself that someone called me ugly, I went home with my head held high and I told my mother, guess what just happened? And when I told her what happened, she told me, you see, I told you so. I told you that that would happen. That eventually, things would change and that things would turn around. And like I said, that felt so good. Did that ever happen to you with any of your rejects?
I don't think so.
Because, oh my goodness, if you had that experience, you have no idea how good it feels, especially to the person that rejected you. That the person that then rejected you all of a sudden wants you.
I think
There's no other feeling like it.
like I don't think it would matter to me anyway because I'm like you're not even a thought anymore.
No, but like I said, he wasn't a thought anymore either. But when it happened, it was the best feeling I had felt in months. I was like, wow, I was over the moon. I was over the moon. And also, not just because I got to reject him in return, but because I no longer felt the same way. I no longer looked at him the same way. I no longer had that desire to date him.
Mm-hmm.
I was past that and was like, no. I was like, as a matter of fact, I changed my mind. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's okay. I'll pass on that. You can go. So,
Men are fickle.
right, but
Well,
that's it.
everyone is fickle.
And you know how it felt like, kind of like you watch the movies and you see this
Yeah.
nerdy girl getting this like
Yeah.
makeover. That's what it felt like. It felt just like something that would happen in a movie. That
You were the teenage witch. You were the teenage witch.
that all of a sudden, exactly, like you have this all of a sudden this glow up, that the same boy that rejected you all of a sudden is drooling over you. You're like me? Like what? I'm like, okay, okay. It felt good. And it still feels good to this day. But those were the days. That was back then. But as I say, it's men and women. If you're not interested in someone, don't lead them on, because it's
Yeah.
unfair to them. And men, if a woman is not interested in you, just leave her alone.
Mm-hmm.
Just leave her alone, because the women that don't care will use you and abuse you and take you for everything that you're worth, and they're not going to give a damn about you. And then the women that aren't going to use you and abuse you and just don't want you, you're just going to frustrate them. You're just going to piss them off.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, any man that doesn't understand no for me, I just like cut all communication off. Like I can't. Like I will refuse to communicate with you. I will block you. Like you will never hear from me again. I will never speak to you again, because you're disturbing my peace. I'm telling you no.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this is not something I'm interested in. And even when you tell, you know, a man, I'm not dating. I'm not dating means I'm not dating. That means I'm not
Yep.
dating you. It doesn't mean you're special. I'm not dating.
You're no
I'm,
one's exception, honey.
right. I'm not dating. I'm not dating anyone, and I don't want to date anyone. When someone says that they're not dating, they're specifically turning you down without being mean and turning you directly down.
Mm-hmm.
It's just saying, I'm not dating, which is the truth. And it means that you're no exception. I'm not going to date you either.
Yeah. Respect boundaries.
Right. Like people have to learn to respect each other's boundaries and stop, you know, using men and women. Like men, well, mostly women. Women have to stop using these poor men that they're not interested in. Just let them go, because
Yeah.
a man could also become very angry that
Yeah.
a woman used them, and you can get harmed for
Yeah.
doing that to a man. Like that will definitely
Yeah.
mess with a man's head, that they're like, wait a minute, Like, you use me and abuse me for all my stuff, and you think you're gonna get away with it?
Yeah.
Like, you really have to be careful who you mess with, because your brother, my brother, not your brother, my brother,
My brother.
my brother was used and abused, but he kept it moving and he walked away. But it took him a long time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish that I would have been able, if I knew that girl, I would have let her know, like, leave my brother alone. Like, I know you're using him. Like, I would have nipped that in the bud real quick and let her know, listen, I know what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not the type of person that gets involved in my family members' relationships. Like, they like to get involved in mine. I don't get involved in my family members' business. That's their business.
You don't meddle.
And I'm not going to meddle, because I don't want anyone meddling in my business or in my situation. So what I say is, if you're interested in someone, let them know flat out. I'm interested. I want to take you out. I want to date you. I find you attractive.
Yeah.
I want something more than a friendship. I don't want to just be your friend. It's okay to be honest, and it's okay to be rejected, but it's better to be rejected up front than to be used.
Yeah.
Because not everyone is honest.
And it's also good to get a rejection so that you could be on your merry way and not not be disrespectful towards anyone's boundaries.
And find the person that's meant for you. Find the person that actually really does like you.
Yep.
But I think I'm going to leave it there. I said what I had to say.
I said what I had to say.
And we'll see everybody in the next.